welcome back viewers. This is Politics Today, hapa Science TV. Hapa tunachapa siasa. Our sign language interpreter is Tobias Omondi. Tuko na Elizabeth Michael, NAK Kenya. By the way, what's your position there? Or am I any mwana youth too loyal?
Mimi, I am a member.
Yes.
I am also a women's league leader. And
Okay.
of course a youth leader.
Okay, so you cut across
I
youth
cut across.
and women.
Yes.
Well, okay. All right. Let's come back. Just before we went for the break, we had started touching on the reshuffle. But allow me to divert you a little bit, to bring you back to Haiti. We are taking troops, 1,000 troops.
Yes.
Yeah. Good job for Ruto, right?
Really?
Come on, what's your opinion? Proceed.
Well, Jonah, about Haiti, first of all, it's a sad situation because the gangs are taking over, starting from the capital city. And it's actually spreading, and it has, like, up to today, it has left over 70% of the population displaced. And it's spreading to 2 major cities in Haiti. So it's I don't know what to say. Pole kwao, because there is loss of life. And despite the sad situation, the gangs need to be contained. Well, it would have been a good thing, or I would have given the president accolades if we had first solved our issues. Sisemi kusaidia ni vibaya, but seriously, Jonah, 1,000 police officers, freshers, ndio wamepelekwa huko. Like, I wonder what experience they have.
As the police leadership said, it's the freshers they're sending.
Well, Jonah, there's what do I say about it? I don't want to put it as a fact, but the people who have gone there, seriously, police officers, Kenya police officers, hata wakati tuko na maandamano hapa.
Have they already gone?
Yeah, Jonah.
Okay.
You've not heard the word going round that we are waiting for Haiti Maitis. It's very sad. The people who have been taken there, I don't want to say they are not qualified, but I wonder what criteria was used such that instead of using maybe military, they took police officers. These are gangs who are killing people. Remember, Jonah, in Kenya, we have had these clashes in Sondu. We have had ile issue ingine tulidiscuss huko ya Rustlers. The government is not able to take care of that, and yet they are sending troops. 1,000. Watoto wa wenyewe. Warudi wakiwa nini?
No, but actually someone would tell you that the international community is professional enough to know that the issues affecting Haiti are internal affairs. It's not as if Haiti is at war. All they need is internal order. So it's only that probably the gangs are a bit, and Kenyan police has dealt with gangs before. That's what they say. They have dealt with Kamjesh. They have dealt with Mungiki.
Well,
they have
Jonah,
dealt with Sungusungu, right?
If you put it that way, you might be giving the government a lot of credit. Well, if that is the case, we wouldn't be having, you remember the other time we were discussing Kapedo here,
right?
Turkana. Was that catered for? Did the children go back to those schools? No. Someone has held a school ransom. It is the same thing that is happening in Sondu. It is actually what I'm just trying to say. It is a misplaced priority for the government to send 1,000 troops while they can't contain the situation in Kenya. Remember these gangs that are fighting each other. Yes, it is internal. Then what do we have to do with internal businesses of other countries, which is not even in Africa? Those people have gone there, Sikatai. They will get their package at the expense of our taxes, sisi wenye tunatoa taxes, which is already exorbitantly high.
Are they not being funded by the UN? Because this was placed at the UN General Assembly, remember?
Yes.
So most likely the UN would be participating in funding them.
Well, Jonah, I want to say this. I don't want to assume that the UN is funding. But the fact that we have not been told, we cannot assume that it is UN that is funding them.
because it's not just Kenya going, mark you. Many other countries in Africa are going. There are many troops. There's countries
France,
like Gabon.
okay, Haiti, this thing has been going on.
Yeah.
Compare us and France, for example. That one is something that I have a fact. France withdrew their troops from there. Is it that Kenya, we have, what is wrong with us? Is it that our president was misadvised? Is it that we have savior syndrome? We want to act as, unajua, to show that we can. And in fact, we have not finished whatever is disturbing us in Kenya. Why? If first world countries are withdrawing, sisi third world countries ndio tutaokoa jahazi.
Definitely.
Jonah, kuna vitu zingine ni self-explanatory. Even a common African, common Kenyan will
several other African countries are sending troops also.
Well, I don't know what. For a country to send troops, it means kuna ventured interests. I don't need to be told that. And I don't see what ventured interest we have in Kenya unless someone wants to invest there.
Obviously, there are international interests, like you need the international community for many other things. So these are some of the ways that you network with the international communities for you to be in a good book with them.
Well, I don't want to undermine the country Haiti itself, but Jonah, seriously, if we look at it critically, my eyebrows are raised. I have my own suspicions, I have my own thoughts, but when I just look at it from a common mwananchi without trying to overthink, I think it is a misplaced priority because we have other things to deal with while we have first world countries pulling out. Like I've given an example of that country that pulled out. That is a country that is well endowed with whatever it needs to go and maybe contain gang whatevers, unruly gangs in a country. But here is Kenya sending 1,000. It's kind of
okay, certainly France had an advantage in language because the people in Port-au-Prince, I think that's the capital city of Haiti, they speak French and they speak some other dialect, Asian something. So obviously France had an upper hand in terms of communication. Now Kenyans, do we have to train them language first, or are there troops, there are soldiers that know French?
Well, I don't know the criteria that was used to choose the 1,000 that...
Most likely there is added advantage knowing French. Because language is going to be a very big barrier there.
Yeah, for me that will remain for me as a personal speculation because I don't have the facts about or of how they chose the troops to go there, Jonah. But what I want, bottom line is, I don't know what to say. France did not need Kenyan troops to go there.
Okay, Haiti.
And, Haiti didn't need. I don't see if they want to say we are lending a hand, we are, I don't know, Jonah. I don't know how to correctly put it. But I want to say at this moment in Kenya, it is a misplaced priority.
But then Haiti are Africans like us. We need to stand with Africans like us. And we are not the only ones. Many other African countries are sending. It's only that Kenya may be the leading delegation, but there are many other teams coming together from Africa. We should stand with our fellow Africans. What do you say about that?
Well, are we standing with them because they are fellow Africans, or we would have stood with any other country that was undergoing the same? One. Let's first of all, Jonah, not put it that we are standing with Africans because the gangs also who are there are not white and black. It's them. Gangs are within. Okay, they're not like it's a shade of this gang and a shade of this gang. So what do I want to say? Yes, we are standing with them as Africans. But Jonah,
Definitely, we need to, we need to support our fellow Africans. You remember Haiti is one of the countries, actually it's one of the first countries to gain independence in the world, if not the first, And they went ahead to do something very risky, to support other African countries and other nations that wanted to be free from colonial rule. So it is time for us to give back, probably in this manner. But for some reason, there are so many gangs, over 200 gangs we are talking about. The biggest gang in Port-au-France being led by one man called Barbecue. So, so far, we are dealing with a nation that is in total, there are no political leaders there. No, it's only a prime minister. So there's also going to be the question of who do you deal with when you get there, definitely.
well, Jonah, I think if we are talking about Haiti having helped other African countries, I don't dispute us giving back. Okay?
Yeah.
But for us as a country, is it the right time to give back? Not that we want the Haiti gangs to come when we are stable and all that, so that we can be able to help them.
By that
but
time,
does that show that Kenya is trying to exercise its muscle?
Definitely, someone had to rise to the occasion, because if you are waiting, if you're waiting to be stable, if you're waiting to be stable, by the time you are going, everyone will be dead.
Peace will have prevailed.
Yeah, and that's the same case that is happening in Ukraine, by the way.
Yeah.
Ukraine is crying. By the time you calling out to the international community to help. If you remember the speech by the Ukrainian leader in the UN General Assembly, you don't have to wait. This is the time to act. So Kenya took up the challenge, because the call was made and no one was rising up to the call. Kenya decided, fine, through President Ruto, we are here, we are willing, we are ready.
Well, Jonah, I'll look at it from different perspectives. One, like I have said, and I will repeat, I don't know if we are trying to show that, okay, it's good that we have bravery to go ahead and do it.
Right.
That shows we are, let me say, brave. I don't know those people who went there, if they are brave enough or they were just chosen and they obeyed the commander-in-chief. Okay. One. Two, for us to help, it's okay. But I don't know if we also rose to the occasion because we have the savior syndrome, so that we are recognized in the world that Kenya can do blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, word on the street, Jonah, if Wakenya wamekaa chini wameanza kusema, sasa tunangoja Haiti maitis. That should tell you even Kenyans themselves do not have faith in whoever was sent there to be able to tackle whatever is happening.
Anyway, hapa tunachapa siasa, so so it's okay.
My opinion,
your opinion.
Yes.
Hapa tunachapa siasa, and that's why we respect everybody's opinion on our bench here. Back to the cabinet reshuffle, manenos. Back to the cabinet reshuffles. Musalia Mudavadi, he has been given one more heavy ministry, Foreign Affairs. Is this, what is the direction here? Your opinion again.
Well, Jonah, if I critically analyze this, the office of the prime
cabinet secretary,
prime CS,
right,
has been given more power.
Right.
I don't know if in my understanding, my little understanding, my little analyzing of this is more power. Then this office is more. It should not be even the office of the prime CS.
Okay.
That's like we're two office of the prime minister.
Okay.
Powers zake ni kama zimepita za DP. I don't know.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if it's a sabotage, but something. Mimi, okay, wacha niseme. This government has taught me to overthink and look into everything that they do critically. Sahizi, sijui, I'm seeing 2027 something happening. And whatever I'm seeing happening is I'm seeing something cooking between the head of state number 1 and the office of the prime secretary.
Okay.
Prime CS. So if ameongezewa mandate, he's becoming a superpower. What will happen in 2027? More bargaining power for him to be who? Number 2. So what will happen to our number 2? I don't know. Let's wait and see. But that is my view about what is happening and this reshuffle.
Probably this was one way of the president calling his troops to order. There was a bit of push and pull between Moses Kuria and the DP. Probably this was one of his ways of bringing his troops to order.
Well, in whatever I've seen, there is a lot of...
and then, definitely, Alfred Mutua. Yeah, at the beginning of this year, he made less trips outside than Moses Kuria. Yeah, someone would have argued that Moses Kuria, to some extent, was doing even the role of, a foreign affairs minister, because he really traveled, to many nations in terms of trade, representing Kenya. So probably this is one way of the president bringing his troops to order. And I remember the discussion we had with you here. Do you have faith in the team that we had in January? So now, do you have faith with this team? This reshuffle.
It's the same forest. It's the same monkeys in the same forest. Just changing monkey A to go to place B and monkey B to go to place A does not mean anything has changed. It's just, what do I say? Corruption. You see?
Right.
Jonah, corruption is happening. Trips and meetings that could have been done, even sometimes using a Zoom meeting. Nowadays, the world is a global village. I can talk to someone.
By the way.
Yes.
By the way, we spoke about it here last week.
Yeah.
With Nicholas Oyo, the Secretary General Free Kenya Movement.
Yes.
And the following day, voila, yeah, we saw the government had acted on it, and we were very grateful. Probably somebody listened to us and tamed down the international trips. A lot has been done. Traveling outside has been reduced only to 3 if you're a cabinet secretary. No traveling of security, no traveling of PSs. And it has to be, there were so many things that were laid that we were happy about.
Yeah, that's
certainly
very
something
good, Jonah,
something happened.
because people are going for holidays in the name of, and I put in quotes, in the name of work. You just go sign per diem, sitting, benchmarking allowance, and it's at the expense of Kenya. If that was listened to and it was cut down, that is very good, Jonah. Because again, it's costing us a lot of money, in excess of maybe billions, okay, millions. That is costing Kenyans a lot. Na inatuumiza, Jonah, by the way. The rate at which corruption, I don't know what the president is going to do, or whoever is concerned about this, because the corruption is trickling down. Wacha vile walikuwa wanasema bottom up. Corruption kutoka juu in affect uko bottom vibaya sana, because it's bringing in insecurity up to our doorsteps because of that.
Okay.
Yes. So Jonah, if the government is acting well and good, accolades. But if
great.
Yes.
At least
yes.
one accolades. Thank you. Right.
I think we need to give due where it
Let me
deserves.
be the devil's advocate here. Right. Proceed.
So this thing of people going for holidays in the name of work and all that, well, should be stopped, because we can okay, for example, when our president sent the troops to Haiti,
Right.
he got accolades from the president of America.
Right.
Through a phone call. Hakuenda, or the presidents did visit each other. The phone came at night. Akamwambia congratulations for ABCD, and that was confirmed by number 1, that he got the call from Joseph, the president of America, is Joseph Biden, by
Right.
the way. So he called. If he has, in fact, it's a first world country. Kama yeye angetaka kupanda Air Force One, akuje Kenya angekuja. But it was just a matter of phone call. That phone call maybe costed less than $1. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. And then they just talked and everything went, it was done. So these are our CSAs and people who keep traveling to go see you and see what. Benchmarking and
Right.
kwenda tu kusign per diem na kurudi. It is good if it has been stopped. At least that is a loophole, you know, imefungwa for waste of money, which is very good. And
Okay.
I hope it continues. It's not like ati itafika mahali then kamba ilegezwe.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Someone needs to address what was cooking at the Ministry of Water, because now the CS Alice Wahome has been pushed to lands. Yeah, and someone else, is it Mwangi Njeru or something?
Zakaria.
Somebody has been put in water.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, does that mean that corruption manenos will be forgotten?
Well,
Someone should pick up the files from there.
I don't know if they're taking bigger corruption to smaller corruption or vice versa. I don't know, because what I told you is I don't have faith in whoever is there now. I don't have a criteria for nini John usiniulize unajua utaniuliza how do I know they are corrupt.
Right.
But so long as the functions are not functioning well,
Right.
that raises speculations for me. If they are not performing, if your docket was performing well, then you wouldn't have been reshuffled. And also maybe you are reshuffled not because of your docket not doing well, but it needed to be. So I don't want to cast stones. But for these things, I just hope whoever has been put there now is going to work, and we are going to see outcomes. And the outcomes should be positive outcomes, because then again, if the president entrusts you with a docket, usimwangushe.
Again, I'll ask you the question.
Yeah.
Has Alice Wahome gained or lost in the reshuffle?
I think she has gained.
Right.
She has been given a bigger trade is
lands.
Sorry, lands is let me look at it from this angle. I don't know.
Right.
Sorry.
In
Jonah,
1 minute.
In 1 minute.
Yes.
For her, it's a very sensitive docket. She needs to be very careful, and she needs to deliver. That's all I can tell her. Very careful, and she needs to deliver. Land docket iko very sensitive na iko na mambo mingi sana. Inaweza kuwa hata ni mtego. Wacha tu niseme hivyo. But
okay. Dr. Alfred Mutua has been brought to tourism and wildlife. Tourism was doing very well under Pelina Malonza.
Yeah.
Best performing ministry. Was the reshuffle necessary? Best performing ministry, in many people's opinion, it has done very well. But at the end of the day, it's upon the president.
Well,
he has his reasons.
For Pelina, you've said it was before.
Yeah, she was the one in tourism.
And she was performing well.
And tourism, under many people's opinions, was the best performing ministry.
Yes.
Actually, in August, with booming tourism,
business.
July and August.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he has been taken to East Africa Affairs. Yeah.
Well, Jonah, since that person was a performer, I also believe that I have seen Nani perform also, Alfred.
Yeah.
So what I want to say is let them keep up. Let them not drop down in their performances, and make the other dockets better.
Well, our time is gone. Okay. Isaac Moura, PWD, government spokesman. Yeah.
Accolades.
Yes.
That's a good
PWD. For a PWD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Muhesh.
Yes.
And wherever he has been, I've seen him perform well.
Right.
And this one is a good one. Let him speak for us and also for the PWD. And we move forward. And congratulations to Mheshimiwa Honorable Mwaura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And congratulations to our viewers for watching.
Yes.
our viewers. Congratulations to our viewers for being with us. We encourage you to give us your views on the several things that are happening in the country. The bipartisan talks, never let your eyes out of the ball. Give us your comments about what's happening at the talks. What do you think is happening? Are you for it, not for it? Where are you at? Are you in agreement? Are you in sync with the people that are deliberating over there? By the way, this is Politics Today, and see you next week. See you. Yes,
Bye,
Liz.
Jonah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See you. Thank you. Bye.